Hey everybody, welcome back. If you're new here, hi, I'm Mercury. So, I don't know if I should start with the sad or the happy part. I guess I'll start with the sad because it's chronological. So about a month and a half, maybe 2 months ago, I lost my pet fish, Slash. He did not do well. He was a little sick, and I tried to nurse him back to health, and despite best efforts, it did not go well. And I lost my fishy friend. So, I was really sad about it. I took it kind of hard. I didn't really mention it because I was sad about it. And, some people find it strange to get attached to a fish, but I did. I get attached to my fish. They are my companion fish. They are my fishy friends. And I do have attachment to them, and it does sting when I lose them. And I wasn't ready to just go out and replace him because he was my friend. You don't just replace your friends, right? Like, you can't do that. So I didn't really know what to do. And part of that was I had live plants in his tank. So I didn't throw the plants out because I didn't want to kill the plants because the fish died, right? That's not fair. That's not cool. So I didn't do that. So I was like, I'll keep the tank. I'll keep everything going with the plants. And I won't have a fish in there. Well, I think I'm ready. I think I'm ready for a fishy companion to be back in my life. I do better when I have pets. Because I rent, I can't have a furry pet as much as I would love to. I would love to have a dog. I'm not home enough for a dog. My lease doesn't allow me to have a dog. There's a whole slew of reasons. And I'm allergic to cats, so I can't do that. So I fish. And they also can take care of themselves when I travel with an auto feeder. So fish are a good fit for me at this point. But I think I'm ready. I think today is the day. I think let's bring a new fishy friend into the family. Let's do it. Let's go explore getting another Betta fish. Okay, we have arrived at the PetSmart. Let's go find a fish. I do need some gravel and another plant, so hope is helpful. Betta fish. Different types of categories and different potential fishy friends. How do I decide? They're very pretty. How do I pick? Beautiful fins. How do I decide? I think I did it. I think I decided. Now we have to find him a hidey thing, because each time I've gotten a new fish, I replace it. Like Slash had the whiskey barrel, right? So we got rid of the whiskey barrel because it was Slash's. But now we need to find something for the new fishy friend. So a lot of these, like in the hidey spots, these have like edges. And I think if you guys remember Rupert, like, I think he cut himself on an edge of something, and I think it got infected, and that's how I lost Rupert. So I'm trying to be very careful about that. I found this thing, and it's like super smooth. So I think this is what I'm gonna go with. And we'll get a supplemental plant to go along with the existing plant. We're looking for one that goes in gravel and not in substrate. That's what I'm looking for. Okay, we're all set. I got more gravel because I had to get rid of some of the gravel when I changed the tank over. We picked a plant, we have a hidey thing, and we have the new fish. Oh, there are certainly little things in life that make me smile a lot. This is one of them. I came out to my car, and I drive a Mini Cooper. And there's a Mini Cooper parked next to me. It's a little community of Coopers. But got my fish, gotta put him inside and get him home. I gotta get him home. So I have figured out the safest way to get my new fish friend home. And it's in the cup holder. Yes, let's get him home safe. Let's do it. So I am home. My new fish is chilling out, made it home okay. Did not put in the tank yet. I'm sure it was not a pleasant journey driving on the highway in a cup holder as a fish. That is not their normal mode of existing. Imagine if your whole world started moving at 60 miles an hour when it's used to standing still. So I'm letting my fish calm down, de-stress, do some fish meditation perhaps. So my fish is chilling. While my fish is resting, I'm getting the tank prepped. So I'll sort of show you what I had and what I'm changing and how we're setting her up. So this is the current fish tank setup. So I've already added in some more gravel. You remember when I was at the pet store, we got more gravel to match the gravel I had, because I had gravel, but it was like I didn't have a lot. I didn't have a lot left. Then we still have the heater, and the green light means it's at the correct temperature. But you could see I got rid of Slash's little whiskey barrel. But this is the plant. This is the plant I was talking about. So I did pick up another plant to supplement that so that there's more of like more foliage, more places for the fish to hide and feel comfortable, and also to sort of like help oxygenate the tank. So first we're going to prep the plant. That is the first step. So this is the plant I ended up getting. It's like a live aquatic plant. The ones that said partially aquatic were not the right kind of plant. This one was a fully aquatic. And this one also said that it can go into gravel, which it says right here above my thumb. It goes in the gravel. There are a lot of plants in the fish area that will say that they go into substrate, which is like the sand material is different. And I had one of those once and it didn't last. You really do have to listen to whether it's gravel or substrate to meet the plant's needs as well as your fish's needs. This needed gravel, it works out. So this comes packaged in like gel. There's like little gel cubes in there. So I'm gonna go and, remove all the gel cubes, clean it off a little bit and add it to the tank. So this is how it looks when you take it out of the first tube of packaging. There's another little mini tube and that's full of all those gel cubes I was mentioning. So now I'm going to remove the secondary one and all the gel cubes. So I removed that other packaging and then I took it to the sink and I just sort of rinsed it off. Like I missed a little spot here. But if you miss a spot, it says that it's not harmful, but I would just rather not have any of it go in my tank. So I'm just going to sort of like pick off these last bits as gently as I can because I don't want to damage the roots, but I also want to minimize how much of the gel ends up in the tank. So I'm going to just carefully remove the rest of that and then we'll put this in the tank. I got as much of it off as possible and in she goes. Gonna make a little well and use the gravel and just sort of cover it. There we go. Look at that. That's a very lush little area for a fish to chill in. Oh, I love it. I hope my new fish loves it. Okay, now we need to put the little decoration hidey thing in. So you might remember the concern that I raised when I was in the pet shop was that a lot of the decorations have like a rough edge on them. When I got Slash's whiskey barrel last time, I actually took some sandpaper and smoothed out the rough edge on it because I suspect what happened to Rupert, who was my fish before. I really suspect that like his clamshell started to wear away and he cut himself and it got infected. That's my suspicion on how I lost Rupert. So I'm like hyper vigilant about what goes in the tank ever since then. So I found this. It's circular, so it's a hidey thing, so he could go into it. But this was so smooth. It almost felt like river stone, the way it's so smooth like that. So this is the decoration that I got. I would have loved to have gotten like a pirate theme something, but they were all a little rough. So I got this. So let's go put it in the tank. Okay, we got the decoration and that's gonna go right over there, I think. I'll like dig it in a little bit and we'll put a little gravel and a little gravel that way. There we go. Look at that. It's a little tunnel for them. Okay. And the green light on the heater is on, which means it's at the correct temperature. Now all that's missing, gotta add the fish into the tank. But we have to get a name for my fish. And I am a firm believer that a fish can pick their own name. So I narrowed it down to 2 choices, and I taped one name choice to one side and the other name choice to the other side. And whichever side the fish swims to is the side of what the name will be. And that is how my fish is going to choose its name. So let's go name the fish and put it in its new environment. So this is my new fish. And because of my new fish's appearance, the 2 fish name options are Pebble, because, I mean, he looks kind of like a sea pebble, right? Or Jack. And that is because he also kind of looks like a Jackson Pollock painting. So yeah, so it's either like named after Jackson Pollock or a sea pebble. So let's see what he picked. Okay, we got the lid off, and we'll pour the cup with the fish in as close to the middle as possible. You ready to pick your name? So this is the instructions, fish. If you want your name to be Pebble, swim that way. If you want your name to be Jack, you swim that way. Got it? Okay, we're gonna go as close to the middle as we can. And here we go. Oh, Jack. His name is Jack. His name is Jack. He definitely chose Jack. Welcome home, Jack. Welcome home. Hello, Jack. You're exploring your environment. Yep, that's the top. Jack is exploring his new home. He's like, what is all this stuff? What is it? Where are the edges? Hey, Jack. You trying to say hi? Hello. Hello. Welcome home, Jack. Welcome home. It's like my world has increased in size exponentially. It is so much bigger. So much bigger, this world. My other world was so little. This is a big, big world. So I don't want to stress Jack out when putting my big old human face up at the tank right now. I want to give him a little time and just explore his space and get used to everything. The one thing, like the cups that they put them in, aside from the fact that they're small and horrible like that, they're great for transport, but they're really sucky in terms of I'm not able to float the fish before I put them in the tank. Because when they give them to you in a bag, what I usually do is I float the bag so that the water temperature of the bag matches the water temperature of the tank. But when they give it to you in those plastic cups, you can't float the cup. So I made sure it came up to at least room temperature, which is sort of like the best I can do. The other option would have been to pour the cup into a bag and then float the bag. But I thought the stress of pouring him into the bag and then pouring him into the tank, I thought the stress of all of that would be far more shocking and uncomfortable for him. And I thought that just putting the room temperature cup into the proper Betta temperature tank, which is not a huge temperature difference, was the best approach. So that was my sort of best guess for an imperfect situation. So that's what I did. And then he chose his name and he picked Jack. So I have a new fish named Jack. Welcome home, Jack. So with that, I'm done. I'm gonna let Jack relax. I'm gonna relax, and we'll see you all real soon. And until then, stay inspired by everyone. Take care.